Is the art of being a woman really limited to the gender a person is born with? Many answers can be given to this question. Many believe that femininity is closely related to gender, while others believe that these two terms can be separated. Some consider it a true dichotomy, others a partial union. Throughout history, there have been several instances of gender division. In kabuki theater, for example, female roles are still assigned to male actors. Yet, unlike figures in the West with similar characteristics, the Onnagata is not just a mere cross-dressing, but a way of living. Being an Onnagata means going through years of training in order to create in the audience the impression of having a woman in front of them. Yoshizawa Ayame, founder of the art of Onnagata and great inventor, began his career as an iroko, boy prostitute, and used his knowledge and art of seduction to his advantage to build the base of the art of the Onnagata. Ayame argued that it was not enough to appear feminine, that to fully develop the figure of the Onnagata, an actor had to live like a woman even in his private life. Although he believed that this lifestyle would help the Onnagata to better interpret female roles, Ayame's art was not based on impersonating or imitating real women. It was enacting the man's vision of femininity. The art of the Onnagata could be defined as a complex system of predefined styles that delineate the female character being played. The aesthetic principles of the art of the Onnagata are yoshiki, stylization, uso, lie, aimai, transformability and ambiguity, iroke, eroticism, sankoku, torture, and hanashimi, deepening sorrow. Stylization is a process of denaturation where the separation between reality and fiction occurs through techniques such as exaggeration, diminution, repetition, or fragmentation. Uso, or lie, on the other hand, is a repertoire of movements, gestures, customs, dialects, and melodies that indicate certain events that occurs inside the story in a codified manner. Within kabuki, nothing is represented as it is lived or seen. Reality must be imagined by the spectators, and the actor's skill is to make the audience believe that the lie is the reality. Ambiguity is related to the various forms and depiction of the Onnagata scenes, and their being vague, elusive, or even obscure. Transformability is the Onnagata's ability to play with the ambiguity of their character gender, while altering the apparent one. Eroticism, or iroke, is the set of all gestures and movements considered by a culture attractive. The critic Gunji states that there is nothing natural about the eroticism of the Onnagata, since its beauty lays in the concept of the death of the body, karada o korosu, namely the killing of the male essence. The principle of torture, on the other hand, is what gives life to the story. Bando Tamasaburo the Fifth, the greatest Onnagata of the present day, says that it is the pain that makes the scene fascinating. It is the tragicness that makes the act of torture beautiful. Last but not least, the aesthetic of deepening sorrow is the moment of catharsis, where the audience can release the suffering through the pain of the female character. These principles are the criteria for gender performance, and each principle naturally flows and blends with the other. Regarding the transformation of the body, the Onnagata aspires to achieve the so-called intentional body, which is the perfect body form that is taught inside the Onnagata no Kihon, the fundamentals of Onnagata. In order to achieve this fictitious model, the Onnagata strives to shape its flesh, muscles, and bones through specific physical actions. This is where the concept of the death of the body, which we mentioned earlier, comes into play, that is, the painful physical shaping and strength required to carry out gender performances. This concept of the intentional body makes it clear that beneath the figure of the Onnagata there can be only a male body. Being an Onnagata, therefore, is definitely something alien to us Westerns. No matter how many examples and similarities there may be, it will always remain a distant and fascinating figure, as it embodies the fluidity of being as an essence, and the duality of gender. Thus, I believe it is possible to separate our sense from the corporeality in which we live every day. Or rather, I believe it is possible to unite them, since we ourselves are made of feminine and masculine essence in equal measure. Onnagata are a living example of this incredible reality. Like for so many contemporary performers who have a similar way of expressing themselves, the contrast may be obvious or not, but the magic will be in what our eyes want to believe.